welcome to another episode of Movers and Shakers in Paarl. Today I've got Areef Moerat with me. Why Areef is with me? So the Movers and Shakers in Paarl also wants to touch on people that have a positive impact on the community in Paarl. Areef is part of drug rehabilitation in the Paarl area, and I just wanted to find out more about what they do and what facilities they have. It also just recently finished the Ellen Pakkie storybook and the story, and it also was something that piqued my interest, just how they deal with drug related individuals. So Areef, thanks for chatting to me today.
Cool, wow. Thanks, man, for inviting us.
Yeah, cool, man. Okay, before we start on your 9 to 5, born and bred in Paarl?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
All my life.
Schools? Which schools?
Schools, New Orleans Primary.
Okay.
And from there we went to play Nederburg.
All right. Okay.
Articulated there.
Yeah. So of course, Moerat is a big rugby surname in Paarl. Did you read provincial colours?
No, we never played.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So tell me, okay, so when matric comes, where's Areef? What's he doing in his life?
After matric, I started working in Cape Town.
Okay.
Started at Paarl,
Okay.
and that was in '97.
Right.
And then from there stayed with him for approximately about 10, 11 years.
Okay.
Studied.
Yeah.
Yes, and then from there to banking, and then
Okay. Yeah.
after banking decided to do this. I had my own ups and downs.
Yeah.
Also facing addiction.
Oh no. Okay.
I have my own experiences, etc.
Oh wow.
Yes, so through the journey, then decided to
Yeah.
change completely from corporate
Yeah.
into.
No, and I mean it's always like I said in the introduction, it's like I know these positive contributions to the community is not, you don't do it for the money.
Yeah.
It's something that you want to give back.
Definitely.
And I want to know, so what made you want to start it? What did you start? And I understand you've got 3 different facilities in Paarl.
Yes.
So what was the first one, and just some history quickly?
Yeah, like about 10 years ago, myself and my 2 brothers decided to take on this new venture.
Yeah.
And especially saw the need in the community, and
Yeah.
especially facing addiction
Yeah.
and understanding and know about it, and me myself making a transformation and know how to start. You know, so also it's like with the one hand washing the other hand type of a thing.
Yeah.
While helping someone else, helping myself,
Yeah.
etc.
Okay.
And yes, that's how it all started
Okay.
10 years ago.
Yeah. So
In Paarl.
yeah. So what happened? Did you say I want a facility? I need to get what you buy a farm? Do you buy a hole? How does it start?
You know, we started in Dal Josephat. You
Okay.
know, it was very small back then. 10 years ago, minimum clients. Started off with 1, 2 clients, and it just grew from there.
Okay.
Approximately 70 at a time.
Wow.
Yes, so over the last 10 years it just grew.
Okay. Nice. So what are your facilities currently in Paarl, and what does each facility do?
Yes, you know, Moerat Events now, which is established after the Paarl Safe House,
Yeah.
is now the Paarl Safe House being the social responsibility of Moerat Events.
Okay.
It's more community project, community based, helping those that can't. Rehabilitation nowadays is extremely expensive.
Yeah.
And if we look at our communities and see the impact or how many the amount of people that is using drugs,
Yeah.
and it's just if we look at government, it's full. We're looking at private institutions, it's costly.
Yeah.
What happens to those guys that require help, so need help, and especially in Paarl, in the community, there wasn't anything. So the need was there, and that's how it started.
Okay.
And that's how we loved it, and that's how we got involved, you know, being involved in seeing transformation and seeing change and seeing success stories, and that's like your endorphins, and just makes you go and do more and do more.
So it's almost like your passions, like now it's really something kicking in, and you want to just carry on and go bigger.
And bigger, and you see. So we just opened not a while ago. We opened a new facility.
All right.
It's Drakenstein Recovery Village. So that's the second center that opened. Exactly the same program. It's based on the 12-step programs related to Alcoholics Anonymous, AA, NA, based on that type of programs.
Yeah.
So that is both exactly the same.
Okay.
Just two different. The one is dormitory and more community based.
All right.
And others is more where people can afford it.
Yeah. So the one's name is Rogaland. What?
No, Rogaland is a country house.
Yeah.
That's the guest house that we have. So what happens with the guest house in Moerat events especially is those guys that's in the program, they actually get taught like certain skills.
Right.
Whether it's training to become a chef, waiter, a good couple of them is in the offices based. Some is you know, various things that requires, you know, a lot of them come from a background or years of being on the street and not really, so job skilling takes place a lot. So we place them in certain positions. So a lot of them are still with us for 5 years, 4 years, 3 years.
Okay.
And some of them are studying through UNISA. So we need to see those people and then from there seeking other job employments, etc. So a lot of it is to empower and to see people make a good change in their life.
Okay. So where do you get the money? Where's your funding? I mean, if you've got facilities, where does the money, do you get funding?
No fundings. It's mostly run through Moerat events.
All right.
Which is, and then of those parents who can afford.
Okay.
So more fundraisers, more things, but yes, it's going for 10 years and so
it's
far
amazing.
It's just running. So we can only do a limited amount of guys at a time.
Yeah.
And the unfortunate part is that sometimes beds is kept there for long, because if you see the interest in someone that really want to make a change, and it's difficult to let them go, because now the person has not only gone through a detox program and understanding recovery and has got it under control. Now they want to seek success, and you want to assist, and you want to see them grow. So that sort of thing also happened at the center itself.
Yeah, because I saw in that in Ellen Paki's book, it was sometimes the reason why she struggled is because the rehab centers are expensive.
It's very expensive.
And people can't afford it. So what do you people? The people walk-ins, do they knock on your door and say?
Yes, anytime. The center's open 24/7.
Wow.
And anyone can come there.
Wow.
So there's counselors there that can assist you. Monthly we have workshop for parents and loved ones who struggle with addiction. So we give you hope, how to get yourself out of it, how to get your power back, how to deal with a child in addiction, how to deal with someone that's based in recovery at the moment. So all that sort of tools for those parents or loved ones that struggle. So monthly that workshop runs at Glenidebroek Farm.
Okay.
And it's open for anyone. It's,
So you spoke about the 12-step program.
12-step program.
So what is that basically? Just like a detox and then put you back into the community?
Yes. The 12 steps focuses on, it's more a spiritual journey from within the person.
All right.
So it focuses on admittance. It's the whole program, if you look at the nutshell about that program, it's all about admittance, repentance and forgiveness.
Okay.
You know, the person needs to admit and surrender really that I require help and I have enough of that life and lifestyle. And then the transformation slowly takes place where you let go of that self-will of yours and letting God's will, etc. And then looking step forward, like more doing an inventory of yourself, looking at your defects of character as a person, and what really requires help and needs, and then you know, the harm that has been done over the years, to let go of that resentment and that guilt and that shame, things sort of like that. And at the end of the 12 step, it's more about giving back and making changes, etc. So it's a step-by-step process of renewing yourself. You understand, and then after we can look at skills. and further training, things like that, to give them hope.
And so you like this 12 step, like the success rate of people, so they leave you after the 12 step?
Yes, yes. The minimum amount of days someone stays 90.
Okay.
So it's 3 months that they're more or less there. And then it depends on the person if they want to go further. So then as detox is done within your first 2-3 weeks, they done detox.
Okay.
And now it's more about getting these tools.
Yeah.
And then focusing on your cravings and things like that. Depending also your substance of choice, you understand. So some is more difficult than others. But yes, the journey is more or less the same for all of them. Some guys stay really long there, and so it depends from person to person.
So have you had instances where parents come but the child doesn't want to be there?
Oh, you get it all the
Is
time.
it? Okay.
Someone I don't know. The best I can tell them to do is to, you know, nowadays, especially with rehab being so expensive, and if we look at worldwide now, that no one really, if that child or that loved one don't want help, then there's almost like no help given.
Okay.
But if we look in our society that we do live in today, and we see what people go through, it's really bad. I mean, look at Alan Bucky's, look at the book that you read, etc. But that is just Alan Bucky's, how many Alan Bucky's is out there in our communities, and we see what they struggle with. Then how can you leave it? And like I told you earlier also, that I'm a service provider for Safe Schools and the Department of Education, so I do get the youth. And that's where I try to do the prevention. You know, sometimes it's just leadership course, sometimes it's awareness courses. It depends on what they're coming there, but you need to go to the core of it, the underlining where it starts. So yes, so that's in reverse. What we're trying to do is to prevent. But if someone, lots of them are sitting in it and they're struggling with it, so the best help I can offer is to you sort of, while a mother or father struggles with someone in the house like that, they lose their power, they lose their hope. It's like tormenting in the house.
You can't sleep.
Yes, you can't sleep. You constantly worry. So what we do is, in that workshop, we give them tools to get their power back. Also how to handle that child, and also to keep, you know, sometimes it brings anxiety, brings fear, brings resentment towards the child. It brings all sort of anger. Also, if you look at Alan Bucky's and things like that, what happened at the end. So to prevent them from happening is to give treatment to them and how to focus it. And once they have control over it, they can be the power behind them, behind the child to eventually motivate him to get to making that step. In most circumstances, you know, it's easier for me to say that, but they still struggle with it.
100%.
You understand? So what I do is I do go out and try to speak to the child, to convince him to do it. You understand? It's a process. It takes some time. So it's something that I really am passionate about, especially those that don't want help. Because it's something that we can't leave. Sometimes really difficult, sometimes really dangerous.
Of course.
But that's also something that I do offer. Just to give them that motivation.
And so with, like for example, the most common drug in Paarl is tik, right? And because it's so easily accessible for younger children, do you see an increase in young children in your program? And I mean, they probably stop school when they get involved for peer pressure.
I'm so much on schools, and it's really scary on primary school level already. It's happening.
That's something.
And for me, doing it for the last over 10 years, I'm doing this, or 10 years I'm doing this. Once every day that I'm working with the youth, and I tend to find out new things. Yes, the word tik is out there, and yes, the word heroin is out there, but there's so many others that is happening, and things that they're doing, and experimental, experimenting things. So a lot is happening. Yes, tik in this area, it is really bad. Yes, it starts early. Yes, it starts with weed, weed being the gateway to start other drugs. It's a slow process. You know, it's a progressing disease, addiction. So it never just stay there. It's always progressing to the next level and the next level until it rips everything apart. And that's normally when people come to you, when it's like rock bottom almost.
Yeah, of course.
Where it's at the end of things, but there is, if you go way back in you find out. So I sit with guys up until ages 60, 65, you know, from alcoholics to prescription drugs, which is just as bad, sometimes worse. Because some of the prescription drugs takes you up to 2 years just to detox from, and on the emotional side, it's like really, really bad.
Yeah. So I mean, like when someone comes in and they have to go on this detox period, because look, I understand from the book also is that it's that first initial period where there is nothing, where they don't have access to their drug. I mean, isn't that like the most difficult time to keep them there and to motivate them to stay?
You know, that's the most dangerous. It's the difficult part, and most probably dangerous depending on the drug itself, or what type of substance they've been using. So if we look at something like weed, for instance, it stays longer, but so if you test the periods that it's in the person's system, it's longer. But you can't. The detox side it's not as severe. So it's a really easy transformation that can take place. Not that it's any lesser than any of the other drugs, but it's lesser. If we look at like something like Turk, which is quite common in Paarl, Turk and Mandrax that you do get here, the detox of it is also not that severe. Most probably that first 2 weeks, it's more an emotional drug, where it mostly affects the brain and the way of thinking, and a lot too. So that 2 to 3 weeks, no real visitation is allowed. Just for the emotional side, because once you see the loved ones, it's normally a cry out, I don't want to, or I need to go to some other place, or some sort of reason. Once you get through that, and through that 2 weeks, especially for Turk and Mandrax, is just sleep and eat. There's no real pains and things like that. It's just mostly that. It's like cut out time, they call it,
of course.
where they just sleep and want to eat. And after that 2 weeks, but the 3 weeks, then it's like the vampire craving coming out.
Of course, it's
you know, and
out of the system.
Yes, out of the system. Now it's mostly I'm thinking there. So even in that 2 weeks, you can't even have sessions really with it, because nothing you can. They will say is like really the person itself speaking is still steered by the drugs, etc. So you can't really take on at that moment in time. So you just need to let them sleep it off. And once that is out of the system, then you can start to, after that 2 or 3 weeks, you can really.
So have there ever been times where you go in the morning and you open the door and people they just left the facility, just ran away throughout the evening?
You know, you get it in the middle of the night, in the early hours of the morning.
I can imagine.
Yes, it's pack up or go. Someone will tell me, I prefer, you know, it doesn't happen much with me, but it does happen. So, it does happen. I prefer to be hands-on, which means to constantly be there, to not let someone. Boredom for me plays a big part in it. And if they become bored, the mind starts dwelling. So if they are occupied all day, and there is someone there that can coach and speak and motivate, it's easily changed. And then whatever triggers the mind, if you come up and the craving comes up, it only lasts for a period of time. And if there's someone there that can just speak to that person at that time, then you can switch it. But once that craving is entertained, then you're going to react to it. And that's where they make the mistakes to run and go.
So
that's where it goes really bad, if someone do decide to go. Every relapse is worse than the one before. And that's where
relapse is worse than. Okay.
So it does really get bad.
So I'm very interested in your story. So you said you also had your fair share. So what was it? Was it also you very young, peer pressure? What was it?
You know, I think mine was more not young. You know, if I look at today, I can tell you now I sit with a class of 60, 70 guys there, and if I ask them where did the originator start, it mostly started at early childhood development, early 14, 13,
Yeah.
should be experimenting. I think mine was a little bit different. If you look at the year,
Yeah.
you know, I was on Klein Nederburg, I think in the 90s, and
Okay. Things weren't easily accessible.
yes,
Yeah.
you know, a little bit. And I think I moved to Cape Town, and
It's
just
easy.
after school,
Okay.
and yeah, the friends, and this was partying, and
Okay.
from there, and yeah.
But did you land up in a rehab center, or did you stop by yourself?
You know what? I did go to a rehabilitation center. I did.
Okay.
I did.
How long were you
years
there?
ago. Not long.
Is it?
Not long.
What
at
did
all.
you want? Were you one of the ones that ran away?
No, not at all. I actually, the person that the rehabilitation center that I was at, the person in charge, he became a really good mentor of mine.
Oh, nice. Okay.
So I'm still in contact with him.
Nice.
Very good friend of mine. I can pick up the phone, speak to him anytime.
Nice.
Wasn't with him that long. I just think I was one of the lucky ones.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
And did the transformation. But the good part of it is I had my journey.
Yeah.
And I think it might, you know, it's something that I carry on and I give to others and say to you know, it's for me it was some sort of blessing. I take it as I had to get the understanding. I had to get to know. I've heard a lot of people's in the past. A lot of it, my family, they've been through it. And I think, you know, the same that I empower them now, I empower other parents who get involved. It is just a test. They didn't ask for it, neither did none of the other parents ask for it. It's something that's been given to you and it's what you're going to do about it. So that transformation and a change to see from something bad to come something good, and to see it happen and use your past as a good experience or platform, you know, to get that wisdom, and maybe it was given to you for some good work.
And I think it's much easier for you because you've got practical experience. You can relate.
I can understand.
You can relate to them.
I can understand them, yes.
So what is Areef doing when he's not mentoring other people? What you do in your spare time?
My spare time,
You don't
my spare time, you know, with Moerat events, it keeps me busy and occupied.
Right.
You know, some of the guys come out of the program, they wedding planners and event planners.
Okay.
So we do events right over Cape Town.
Nice.
So we're always out on the fields. They sometimes on meetings, sometimes sleeping over at certain places and events. So it's not motivational camps, it's school camps, there's weddings, there's you know, different functions and events.
So in your Moerat events, you use the people in your facilities to do the waitering and to do the cooking.
Those that is done really well in the program and that really excel and is ready, and you see the skill. They offered, and some of them exceeded as now managers at certain farms and in Stellenbosch, Franschhoek, and certain things. So it's really to get that emptiness that's on your CV, to fill it with something that you've done and picking up some sort of skills.
That's so cool.
Give them the skills. Also not leaving it just at skills, but also further training. And you know, it's not only Moerat events. There's so many others. You know, through municipality. You know, they had a program lately for bricklaying, and some of our guys, because I did the test for the municipality, drug testing, and that's how we got introduced from it. Apart from that, social development had 2 years ago, and guys got graduated that went also bricklaying, carpentry.
Nice.
You know, so a big part of mine is, you know, I love education. You know, studying and things like that, to see people empower themselves and to, you know, so that's my mission. I just want to see all of them achieve something, and just not that the rehabbers go and get detox and go back and swim and sink and just go through this ripple effect of in one rehab to another rehab. But to see actually that they make that change.
That's brilliant. That's probably why you started, to see the change.
To see the change, and that's what's making you going if you see it happen.
Yeah.
You know, it's sometimes difficult because you don't always see it. A lot of them fail. And then there's those that succeed, and those that succeed and give you the power to continue.
So what is the goal? What's the end dream for Moerat events? What's the 5-year, 10-year plan goal? What is it?
Most probably something that I'm aching to do, but which has not been done yet.
Yeah.
Because at the moment now, for the last 10 years, we only focused on men. And the centre only focused and deal with men. but most probably because there's so many requests for me and to when am I starting it, when am I doing, because everyone's phoning me for the female facility, and most probably that's something that I'm
Nice.
really looking into.
Okay.
Also extending Moerat events.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
We are planning to open a new venue in Cape Town, so a lot of the guys will be transferring over that side and running it on that side. I can tell you now, most of them, because of the premises, it's Rogaland Country House, it's Moerat events, it's Klein Niederburg.
Yeah.
So all those guys is now managers at different farms in Skillinget and
so
working.
cool.
And they come from the area, they've done remarkable training.
So currently, is there no female facility in Paarl?
None.
Wow.
None.
So where do they go to? Well, Cape Town.
You know, the closest I know is, you know, I know there was one in Kuilsriver, but
Yeah.
I'm not sure if they opened still.
Wow, that's interesting.
To Vlug I know, governmental, but
Yeah.
waiting list is also really long. So Sanka is there for outpatient treatments. They can go there to Sanka. Yes, so it's really, unless someone can afford.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If you get the
it
funding,
cost a lot of money.
yeah, if you have the money,
There's private institutions, but
it's expensive.
It's expensive, yes.
Wow, I
So
didn't
if
know
we look at our communities,
Yeah,
we look at
exactly.
the amount of females there isn't. If you're
Okay,
looking
that's
at
not
Cape
good,
Flats, you're looking at what is happening around it, it's really bad.
Wow, that's actually disturbing.
It is. So I do get a lot of calls. There is a couple of places, but it's minimal.
Yeah, of course, yeah. But I
Minimal.
mean, if Paul doesn't have one,
Yeah.
it needs one, because where does the woman have to? Where do the women go to? And kids also, kids come to you. Do you have an age group?
I do have an age group for sleeping in,
Yeah.
but I do outpatient
Oh right.
programs
Okay.
for them as well. That's
Okay.
the next thing that I am looking in the youth center as well. That's also in our next plan.
Wow,
Well,
so
I mean-
you look like you've got a few things, a
It
few to-dos on your list.
Yes.
Yeah, but I mean,
Ah.
like I said, if it's a positive impact on the community, then why not?
Yeah, definitely.
So do you guys have a website? What?
We do have a couple
Okay.
of websites. There's a website for Moerat events. There's
Alright,
a
cool.
website for DBSH. There's a website for DPRV.
Okay.
Um,
But you must maybe just give it to me so I can include it,
yes, yes,
so
yes.
people can maybe just visit.
Mm-hmm.
No, but that, I mean, Areef, that is
Mm.
very, very interesting. Your life was much busier than I thought it was. But I like the goals that you have. That's pretty cool. Yeah, but
But I think within Paarl's small steps is the steps he's been made. I mean, there is the municipalities, you know, on it's a group that started the drug awareness group.
Yeah.
So they are busy with that as well.
yeah,
And there's a lot of like I said, I'm a service provider for the Department of Safe Schools. So
yeah.
we're slowly starting to do that.
Okay, cool.
Holidays, we get the youth in that has been struggling a little bit on school,
Okay.
pertaining to those sorts of obstacles. Gangsterism, we need to focus on a lot. Gangsterism, narcotics,
Yeah.
how to change and become more empowered and motivated.
Yeah.
So that is happening, and if you do that sort of workshops for 5 days, they normally come 5 days of every holiday.
Yeah.
You find out underlying problems, and that underlying problems is something that you can go back to the school visit,
Yeah.
take the child out,
Yeah.
try to get counselling, get him to social worker, and
Okay.
sort out that problems within and why he finds himself to go in
Wow.
a different direction. So
Yeah.
that is preventative things that you
Mm.
can prevent, and that's a lot that needs to happen. Or
Yeah.
a lot of things that needs to happen within the community.
But I mean, 20 years ago, did you ever think you're gonna be doing this?
Never.
Yeah, that's so amazing.
Never.
Yeah.
Never even thought of it.
Yeah.
I think 20 years ago I was really blind. I
Okay.
didn't have a clue about
Yeah.
any of those sort of things,
Yeah.
you know. So,
Yeah.
but I mean, it was definitely.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Definitely. I think nowadays you just to keep up. I just need to. The more I work with the youth, the more I work with them, and I need to find out about new things that's happening, especially in Cape Town.
Yeah.
Cough syrup is going big now, and the
Yeah,
cocktails
I
are
like it,
doing
yeah.
it with it. So you need
Yeah,
to
but
be
I
updated.
mean, it must be nice to have that fulfillment. I mean, it must be a lekker feeling
It
to
is.
have such a positive impact when someone comes in and you, after your 12-step program or 90 days, you say goodbye and the person is clean and it must be so.
You know, last year I had a graduation for the first time in
Yeah.
10 years. So we
Wow.
celebrated our 10 year
Nice.
last year. And then I got all the guys that's been doing really well and is successful in society. So
Yeah.
I had so many guys there that is just, that's the guys that just makes you want to do more.
Nice, man.
So I had a good couple of guys that was there,
Yeah.
and end of August I'm planning to have the next graduation.
Okay, cool.
So we're celebrating those guys that's really doing well and has made remarkable changes
Nice,
in the
Yeah.
environment.
Yeah, no, cool.
So
But,
that's the-
Alex, thanks for
You'll be-
chatting to me. Yeah. Thanks for chatting to me. Hopefully we can get a few of these successful stories on you. Maybe I can chat to one or two of them.
Yeah,
It'll be very
definitely.
interesting to hear their journeys.
Definitely.
And of course the impact you guys have on their lives.
They will definitely come.
Yeah. No, but
They're always willing to share their
Yeah.
story with a hope that through their story they might change someone else's
100%.
life.
Yeah.
And I mean, through just watching the Village Guy movie
Yeah.
and touch someone's life
Yeah,
and saying,
exactly.
"Look
If
here,
it touches one
you
person, my
don't
job is done.
need, you can just
Yeah.
through someone's story." And that's what I constantly say to the guys.
Yeah.
Just take one thing from someone
Yeah.
that makes you make that shift to say that I had enough.
It's more motivating me. Yeah. But Alex, thanks a lot, man. It was
Pleasure,
really,
man.
really nice meeting
Pleasure.
you. And all the best with your future plans. Yeah, it's really cool.